Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my first video game that I've actually made. I've recently been liking programming a lot lately, and when I first started programming I've actually created this massive piece of work right here, this massive game, and I'm actually really enjoying programming games right now. I've actually programmed 3 so far. I'm working on the third one right now. That one's going to be the big one. It's really the special one. But as you can see up here with the description, this game is basically like one of the South Park games. It's actually like the second one where there's the grid type battle. That's basically what I'm going with right here. I can preview it as well. So I'm calling it 8-bit powers because it's all 8-bit. I kind of like the name. And then you kind of have to scroll through these sides. And there's two teams. You got the blue crew and the red crew. There's going to be just a setup of at least 8 characters for now. I might add more later, but as of right now I only have 3, so you can't really do much. But in this situation right here, you're just choosing who goes first. So I have the Swordsman, who's your melee guy. These are all the 3 basic people. You got the archer, and then you got the fire wizard. And basically what you gotta do is you just choose which one's going first, second, or third. So I'm gonna go with the fire wizard going first. Let's go swordsman second, and archer third, and then that's the blue crew. And if we go down to the red crew, you basically just do the exact same thing. So let's just go archer, fire wizard, swordsman, boom. And then after everyone's clear, everyone's selected, all the teams are good, you just press enter, and boom. Now you're playing. And this is also Java on co.org. So just to let you know, this is Java on co.org. So let's just show the grid here. It's right under the reset button. It'll actually help you a little more to see the movement of the characters and the attacks. And as you can tell by just hovering over them, that I've actually implemented a system to where basically it shows you where they're going to attack, so where they're going to do damage and stuff. Now, the most important thing to remember is that not every square will be the attacking square. As you can see, you have yellow squares going out up top, going up to the side, and down below. And there's also a right side, you just can't see it because it's not there. And the reason I have that is to show you basically where you could attack. You can attack all 4, but you can't attack all the 4. You can only attack one of the 4. And every single character also has 3 main attacks. Those are the only 3 attacks that they have. They have the first attack, the second attack, and then the third attack. There's also this attack button at the top just does absolutely nothing. I just made it kind of look like it was like a drop down menu, but this button does absolutely nothing. You also have the move button, and all of these are sprites, by the way. I'm calling them buttons because that's what they're acting like. And the move sprite will pretty much move the character, so I can go up to the left, and every character also can move two spaces, except for the archer. The archer can actually move 4 spaces in this game. And then I can throw a fireball, I can flame somebody, and I can do a lava pool. And each of these can do their own little thing. So if I go with a fireball, and what you have to do is you have to press which direction, so which arrow key am I going to go? Am I going to go up and hit the wall? Am I going to go down, hit the wall? Am I going to go to the right and hit nothing? Or am I going to go to the left and boom, hit that guy with an explosion? And it shows you, oh, he just got exploded. And you can see everything else that would get hit in the explosion as well. So that's what the fireball does. It shoots, when it hits something, it'll explode. That includes the walls as well, but does not include the surrounding area. So if I would have thrown the fireball to the right, it would have not exploded. It would just kept on flying. If I go with the flame here, it will actually set people on fire. So if someone does get hit, they'll be set on fire for at least 3 turns. the lava pool is a very interesting one. He can only throw it around him, kind of like in a circle, and it'll stay there for 2 turns. Now this one's a very interesting one because it has a very lot of implications it can do. You can have it right here to where if they pass over, they'll be set on fire and dealt damage, and then that's the only way they can get over there to you, though. They could only do that. And it's very interesting one because it can also be used once per turn. After you use it, you cannot use it again the next turn. It has a 1-way cooldown before you can use it again. So you can only have 2 max out at a time. So we're just going to hit done here and be done with our turn, and then it'll be the red's turn. Now this guy is the archer. So he can move 4 spaces like I've mentioned before. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. And the funny thing about this is that you can attack whenever and you can move whenever. And then you can hit done. So you can move, attack, then move again. And then you're done. You can move and attack whenever you'd like. So the archer can attack my fire whiz right here and then move back down out of the way. And the arrow is basically just you're shooting an arrow. It does nothing. But the special thing about it is if someone was on fire or poisoned, which is a thing I'll get to later, it will actually start adding up that damage and deal a lot more damage to the person. So if I just, and then stab is the melee, which actually is the thing that deals poison damage. So it's like the fireball, or the flame, but instead of fire, it's poison. And those can actually be intertwined, so you can have someone who has who someone's burning and also poisoned. Then you also have the invisibility of the ghost. The archer wizard will shadow bomb himself, and it'll deal damage to surrounding areas around him. This can go through the walls. So if he was right here in the middle, he could hit somebody in this corner right here. And that's for any explosion as well. So we're just going to shoot the arrow and then get out of the way, and then we'll be done with the attack. Now, this is the swordsman, and throughout the attacks right here, you see the special attack. It's not filled up. This is basically the bar. They are very powerful right now. I need to nerf it, but basically they all each have their own special attack. The fire wizard rains a meteor down on every single character on the enemy squad. The archer turns invisible and will also set vines on each one of these guys, on each one of the opponents. It will deal damage and they cannot move. And the swordsman does a ground pound ability 2 squares out from all sides. So it's just a square, a massive square. And he has a sword, which is basically melee, nothing too special, a shield, it basically gives him invincibility on all attacks, unless it is a fire or poison. If he's already burned or poisoned, it will still hurt him. And then he can also rush. This is basically like his ranged attack. So we can just move down 1, and then we can rush him, and boom, we've just rushed him. And now the last thing, yep, you can see that the bar's starting to fill up, but the last thing is when you're moving, you can also hop over people, but you cannot end on the same square someone else is on. And I can also show you this lava pool here, so you just click it. Since it is a weird one, you have to press space, and there you go. You have the lava pool. Basically, if anybody enters that, see, I can't move the archer. That's the 4 spaces, so I'm just going to press done. But basically, if anyone walks into that, besides the person who casted it, then they will start burning. So let's just show it. Boom, he's on fire now, so he'll take extra damage. You can also hover over them to just see how much health they have. And that's basically the entire game. I did enjoy making this. And this is basically very, very big programming. Let's just take a look to see how many lines of code I have written here. Yep, still going, still going. Now let's remember this number. I have 8,738 lines of code here. My goal on this program is to make it the exact same, but I want to shrink that number down. I want to see how far we can go down and have it still work the exact same. 8,735. 8,738. Let's see how much we can bring that down by. I am really looking forward to this, and if you guys stay with me, you'll find out how low this number can go. And thank you for joining me.